Our Sunrise in focus now, and the Boxing Day tsunami of 2004, certainly a disaster we will never forget. Thailand, India, Sri Lanka, Indonesia, all left devastated. Now, in the Indonesian region of Aceh, at least 200,000 people were killed. Staggering. Tens of thousands of kids were left homeless. But amid all the heartache, a wonderful tale of cooperation. Catholic charity from Australia working with a Muslim charity from Indonesia. Their common ground providing a home for tsunami orphans. Now, last weekend I had the privilege to see the next step in the development of this orphanage. See for yourself. Boxing Day 2004. Three-storey high waves pounding 3 kilometres inland from shore. Aceh, at the northernmost tip of Indonesia, was the first to cop it and the worst hit. In Banda Aceh, the region's capital, 30,000 kids left living on the streets. Kids like Darmawan. When the tsunami hit, he was with his mother.
Ya, udah banyak hutan. So suddenly the water came and just washed them away to the forest. He was stuck on a tree. Mama? Mama?
Mama juga dulu.
Tapi nggak ketemu ya waktu itu ya. But they couldn't find his mother at that time.
The devastation was unbelievable, but so was the response from the rest of the world. At the time, they reckoned it would take 10 years to rebuild this entire region to about 90% of what it was beforehand. Well, after 4 years, they're basically there. And they're building things like this. I know it looks like a Westfield car park, but it's an evacuation centre made of reinforced concrete and steel with a helipad on the top. And if, God forbid, they get hit by another tsunami, that's where the locals will come for shelter. Father Chris Riley's Youth Off the Streets program was one of the first charities to reach the orphans of Aceh. Differences in religion and culture were put aside, and a unique partnership with Indonesia's biggest Islamic social group, Muhammadiyah, was forged. With money donated from Aussies, Youth Off the Street started a tent orphanage. About 50 kids moved in. At the age of 9, Darmawan was the youngest. And 10 months later, a new start. Land was bought in the village of Seabray, half an hour's drive from the worst hit areas. Until 2 weeks ago, everyone lived in those wooden huts. Now this. So show us around. What have you actually built?
We've done something very different for Indonesia and Aceh. They normally house kids together, they sleep lots of kids together. And what we have today is 10 houses with 8 kids, I think, in each, so it'll be 80 kids will be able to be housed here.
Andy Pramono is the glue that holds everyone together. His heart is as big as Far Lapse, and he's managed the orphanage for 4 years.
We can't replace their family, but at least we can create like a situation as if they are living with their family.
After Darmawan was rescued up that tree, he was brought to the tent orphanage by Muhammadiyah. Darmawan now has a future, and he wants to be a tractor driver, or maybe even a soccer star when he grows up. Rama also has a story to tell. She and her mum were about to drive to safety, but her mum ran back inside to get a headscarf. Rama held on to a plank in the water for hours, not knowing if her family was alive.
Yeah.
And Nemo?
Yeah.
The fish?
Yeah.
Ah!
Oh, Nemo.
Yeah, I know Nemo. She's studying computers at uni and is a great example for the younger orphans who look up to her. But after 4 and a bit years, it's time for the Aussie contingent to step aside. Youth Off the Streets will still fully fund the centre for at least another year. But the locals are passionate about their faith and their culture and want to step up to the mark. It's the right thing to do.
what a great story. That is fantastic. Wonderful.
It was so good. That's where I was last weekend and Miss Monday's show. But sort of one of the things is that we have these disasters and then the world moves on. And you never get to go back and see what's happened. And this is such... Remember, Aceh, it's referred to as the veranda of Mecca. It is really... Sharia law is there, you know, where you get caned and stoned for, you know, if you do something wrong. So it's a very strict Islamic, and to have these two groups, a Western Christian group and an Islamic group, work together, it is just a bit of magic.
It's just good to see that, yeah. It's just, you're right, you never see what happens when everyone starts forgetting
Exactly
about
right.
it. So
And,
it's great.
and Youth Off the Streets are going to fund it for another year. And it also says you've got to work in with the community. Like the neighbours are a little uncertain about a Western influence on the kids and being involved. So the Youth Off the Streets have said, our work's done, we'll continue funding it, but Muhammadiyah take full control. And Andy, who you met there, is an Australian bloke, for Indonesian background, was at Newcastle Uni doing building, saw it happen, volunteered for it, and has done a great job there. So it's a terrific story.
Yeah, it is. Well done.
Now, if you'd like to know more about the good work going on in Aceh, just head to our website and we've got more details there. But I hope you liked it. It's a Sunrise way of doing things that we keep going back.
Absolutely, and promise to do so. Thanks. On the way, a look at
Can we go inside one of them?
Yes, I think, but it's very
Too dark?
dirty. It's at the...
Okay, off you go. Thank you.
Of text in the front of Lagos. Putih nyata. Nyo kami hanam debu yang. No, our teacher.
Okay.
Lagi belajar gitu. Ayo duduk ngobrol gitu boleh.
Yes. Sit down on the side. The children. So we were going to spin 7 day at October. Ketika ayah saya. I was so happy that I did not know what to say. Finally, the day at the field. How? We leave Singapore and Singapore International.
Satu kamar. Nah, terus. Ya tadi Pak. Soalnya berapa 15 ya? Soalnya nasi berapa umurnya? They are the new boys.
Oh yeah. Hai, bila? Hey, hai bek mana balik? Panggil.
Mata lebih.